Hello everybody. So a while back on my channel, I set a milestone for 2,000 subscribers, and when I hit that, I would C6 my Bennett, and that is today. Thank you all for who have subscribed over the months, and I greatly appreciate every single one of you, alright? Thank you for all your support, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun with C6 Bennett today. I hope you all enjoy the video. Let's get to it. So before I even start, I will give like the little bit of a backstory. If you do not know, if you're like newer to the game and you don't know any context about this constellation, back in the day, most players, if not all of them, were terrified of this constellation because it quote unquote ruined your teams or ruined your account because you activated it. As the years went by, we learned that that was a that was a joke. Not really a joke. That was not exactly accurate because C6 Bennett does not ruin any teams, and it ruins maybe like 3, and those 3 are very niche and have better alternative options, most likely, if I can think of. So if you have a C6 Bennett unactivated, go ahead and activate it. There is literally nothing to lose and more to gain. So why haven't I activated it then? Well, for the first part, obviously I followed along with that fear that C6ing your Bennett is going to be ruining my account. But it doesn't. And the thing is on my channel is that I play teams. I play teams that you request or anything like that. So I play a lot of teams that may need a C5 Bennett, but probably not many of those. So I always like to have this opportunity open. So in case I want to do something that doesn't want to be overridden. But there's that. But that's very niche. Along with that, like, for example, my excuse is that this is a personal problem with me, is that the older constellations or any sort of infusions cannot be, they can be overridden. Like if you read C6 Kazuha, you get an Animo infusion. If you go to like a newer character like Navia and you view this, it cannot be overridden. It specifically says that it cannot be overridden, mainly because of the Bennett issue. So, which means that C6 Kazuha's Animo infusion would not be actually Animo, it would be Pyro. Which I thought was going to be bad, but realistically, I don't use C6 Kazuha as a DPS really often, but if I do, it would be with Farina, Xiangling, and Farazan. So, no Bennett. Bennett doesn't fit on the team, but what we're going to be trying today as well, along with many other teams, is C6 Bennett. You still get the damage increase for activating, for just being C6, alright? You don't get the Animo damage. What that means is that I could do Pyro Plunges, and, well, we can have Sitlali buff me up. I don't know why I'm on that. How'd I get on this weapon? Let's go here. Okay, so we're going to have, like, a C6 Bennett, or the C6 Bennett Pyro Plunge Kazuha, and we're also going to be playing around with other teams. We're not going to do side-by-side comparisons of like teams before and after because 15% pyro damage bonus isn't exactly much, but we're still going to be playing with the teams in case you are new here and you don't know what my teams can do by themselves. So we're going to be playing around with like all the pyro DPSs on my account. I think you get the pyro damage bonus on anyone, I hope. I think. Unless that specifically means only on the ones that get the infusion. But if not, then does this indirectly buff Chasca because I use Bennett with her? I don't know. So I'll be testing around. I won't be able to get a comparison. Someone can comment that for me if the pyro damage bonus is no matter what for pyro characters or just anyone in general. But if they don't get the infusion, they just obviously don't get the infusion, but they still get the pyro damage bonus. I don't know. Someone will let me know in the comments, that's for sure. Thank you in advance. But yeah, that's the plan. We're going to be playing around with teams and doing this. So, enough stalling. You're here to see a C6 Bennett, alright? Something that I never thought I was going to do back in the day. This dot has always been on my screen to where I'm used to it. I don't really care. But now, I guess dots don't really bother me because I have these as well, but excluding those, it's time. We're not going to do a before and after, sadly, because that's going to be like testing like 10 teams or something, and then 10 teams again. we're just going to go in and have some fun, okay? So, I think it's time. C6 Bennett is going to be activated now. Let's see this. 3, 2, 1. I don't know why I counted down as if it was a bad thing. This is a very good thing. Like I said, it's a very good constellation. Activate it if you have it. You won't ruin any character. Like if you're a Eula main, Bennett does technically ruin her normal attacks, but you're not going to be playing Eula with Bennett most likely because there's other supports that work with her. So yeah. All right. There we go. No more Dot. He is now C6 and we're going to have some fun. I hope you all enjoy because I think I'm going to a lot. So let's get to it. So we're not going to, since we're not doing side-by-side comparisons, we're just going to be playing the various teams that I would like with Bennett. All right, so let's actually go to one I used to use in the past that C6 Bennett would buff. It is this team. You get a lot of damage percent from Farina and Yalan, and then Bennett gives you attack, but now he also gives you a little bit of pyro damage. I think with this, it would be Instructors that's better, but let's just keep Noblesse so I don't have to swap around artifacts all day. And we're going to go to my go-to test dummy for any sort of team testing. I guess side note, in case you're curious about how many times I killed this boss, it is, I don't think it's my most killed boss just yet, but soon will be. So 1300, and my most killed boss is this one. So 30 kills is all I need. And this is going to be the new king of my account for tests. I will give like a little example or a little mention about this team. So briefly, I will make it brief. So I want to be a little bit informative today as well. So when you're low HP, you get attack with Homa. You get and you get pyro damage with Hu Tao. Probably more attack for being low HP. So you get pyro damage bonus and attack for being low HP. So you want to be low HP. But on this team with Yalan and Farina, you get more damage percent overall, so it's better. And then you get Bennett's attack on top of that to where all of the buffs that she would normally give herself are better on these guys. So, yeah. And then obviously a little bit of pyro damage bonus from Bennett C6. So, that's cool. So yeah, let's also see what it looks like. There we go. A Pyro Infusion. And what's also nice about C6 Bennett that I never had the pleasure of having just yet, because I never activated it, is that if you have downtime on your team's damage and stuff, and you have Bennett still on the ground, you're doing pyro damage, normal attacks is still better than doing physical, so it's nice little damage increase for that. So there we go. Hu Tao performs perfectly fine, obviously. I know it's not a side-by-side comparison, but I think Bennett's a very old character. Well, he is an old character that everybody knows that he's good. So seeing the slim 15% pyro damage increase won't be as noticeable. I don't know if this is actually a buff, but if you do get pyro damage bonus, like I said, someone will tell me in the comments, then I basically buff my Chasca as well. I think I might have researched on this as well, and I might have found that it would have buffed Chasca, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're just going to take the assumption that it does, okay? That's why we're testing it. All right, well, I don't know why I was silent for a moment, but I was kind of contemplating, like, do people want to see my builds? Maybe they want to see my builds, but if you're curious, you can probably find them on my other videos, or just ask me. I can give you a link or something. But all right, there we go. I think it was doing more damage. Who knows? I mean, it's still a lot of damage. I greatly appreciate that. And now I guess a good de-aging is if I could see him. Let's see Mavuika now. I actually don't remember how much damage I normally do. Kind of forgot. Yeah, we're just gonna go with the flow and see what we could do here. $1.3 million. Honestly, I can't remember if I did 1.29. I think that sounded more appropriate than what I did. 1.28 million or 1.29. So, obviously, a damage increase. Obviously, it would have been better by having side-by-side comparisons, but I just wanted to go straight to the fun. So, yeah. And there are, like, many teams that you enable that wouldn't exist back in the day. Like, I will mention one team that I wanted to try out ages ago. It isn't the greatest in the world, but if you've heard of it, I think it's called, like, the Thundering Furry team. But it is a Razor team to where you are burgeoning with Razor, and then you have Electro with him to have the quicken on Dendro reactions, and then Xingqiu or something for Hydro. You burgeon, and you get quickened for more Dendro application. Someone else will explain it better, but you're doing a lot of explosions, which is satisfying. So yeah, we're going to go through the basic stuff, and then we'll go to the one that I'm more excited about later on, who is, actually, I'll hover him right now. This is the main thing about C6 Bennett that I'm more curious about, so mainly him, and then we're gonna do Kazuha as well. So yeah, there are actually multiple Arlecchino teams I can try out, so let's bring out one of the classic ones I used to use in the past. And then we're gonna do Overload, and then I'll do Melt afterwards. So 3 Arlecchino teams. I'm gonna make this video have a lot of teams in case you want to see all of that. Maybe you like watching a lot of teams in action. So I like watching teams in action. So that's what we're doing. So this was like the pre-Shalonen type team, and it's quite nice. I did the rotation wrong, but I'll still be able to recover. If I can get my Hydra application. I did it wrong, but I mean, it still does a lot of damage, so it doesn't really matter. So there's the team one that I wanted to do. The other one will be a simple little Overload team with Chevers. And then finish it off with a Shalonen team for Melt. Obviously, this isn't showcasing the big difference of having the Pyro Infusion too much just yet, but we'll get there, alright? I just want to have some fun, see what I could do. Yep, that's obviously a lot of damage. You can't really say anything about that. That's good damage. So, and now the Shalonen team. I don't remember the damage as well, but this team also is really nice to have. But yeah, this should be a good one. I really like this team. You have to play Arlecchino a little bit differently because of the fact that Sitlali's cryo application isn't exactly as much as a Hydro character, but you still get some good damage if I crit. So obviously I missed a few crits. Little hint that 80% crit rate, but the numbers are big. We could try again, actually. I wanted to see those crits actually happen, so we'll go again. But if you haven't noticed and you've been watching my channel, I'm going to be trying to maintain consistency. Back in the day, or at least like a month and 2 months ago, I was rocking full-on consistency. Every single day I was posting a new video, and my channel was growing really, really fast. And then school, work got in the way, so I had to slow down a lot. And now, after being very inconsistent, having no set schedule, I want to be back on consistency by posting every other day. Not every day, for my sake, but yeah. Okay. 420, okay. This is weird. Oh my... Just a reminder that I have a 80% crit rate. That's not bugged. That is... Okay, we're just going to do this team 3 times. Uncut, I guess. But, yeah. So, yeah, I've been trying to be uploading every other day so that I maintain a full and consistent schedule while also not burning out extremely hard. It also gives me the ability to be ahead of schedule in case I want to prep some other videos, which is nice. So, yeah. There we go. Actually critting. Okay, except for that one. I'll take that. It took multiple times to crit with 80 crit rate, so maybe I need to get 100. Who knows? Let's just equip a Sino Spear. There we go. Is that better? That would be more appropriate for this scenario, but all right. We've got the Arlecchino testing out of the way. So, I guess it's actually been a while. If in case anyone remembers the international team, I don't play it as much anymore as well, so it's kind of fallen from grace a little bit. As for power levels, it still holds its own. It's not like gonna be rivaling the new meta teams, but it's still a nice team. It'll be awkward if I have the 80 crit rate streak in this video to where Child has 82% crit rate, but his burst will not crit for the video. You know, that would be very awkward, wouldn't it? So, we'll see. We'll see if I can actually manage it. Okay, we actually did crit. But 70k. I don't think I ever really saw those typically with this current build. Yeah, I like this build. But yeah, like Xiangling, yeah, 110 power damage bonus. Yeah, that's new. 63. Yeah, it's like typically like 46 or something. So very nice. This team obviously gets the point of approval. All of them would. Like there's nothing bad with any of the teams that I'm trying. But it's just cool to try it out. Have some fun. Lyney. There's also an overload build or melt, maybe vaporize team you can do with Lyney. I'll just stick with the mono one, so it's just this one team for the day. So it shouldn't be too massive. Actually, do I need a burst? No, I don't. Okay. Well, he always hit hard no matter what, so I couldn't tell how much better I was doing normally. So if you play Lyney, you're gonna blow things up. He's a good character. I like him. There we go. You know what? Let's bring back the classics. There is overload teams. There's maybe some silly little melt teams with Sitlali. But I don't want to do that. Let's just go with a nice little vaporized team with Yoimiya. If it does count as pyro damage bonus, despite not getting the infusion, because she already has her own, and she's a bow user. But if I get the infusion, or if I get the damage bonus, then that's still a buff for Yoimiya. I don't remember what Yoimiya's best team is nowadays. It's been a while since I played Yoimiya. But can't go wrong with vaporizes, right? If I crit. Is it 80? 76. Alright, whatever. I'll take it. She's not the go-to option if you want a very, very powerful pyro DPS, but she's still fine. If you love her, get her, alright? So, that's Yoimiya. That's good to see. What else is there? There's other silly little teams if you want to do, like, Pyro Infusion Bennett. So, I want to try out... Let's try out Plunge now. I think I did all the pyro DPSs I wanted to. And, let's check out Diluc. Diluc Plunge was always something I never really bothered with, despite knowing that he has good scalings. Was mainly because people used it with like Farina, and you do one rotation, it's good, but once the second rotation in, like it's hard to swirl again. But with Sitlali's release, I feel more comfortable with doing all these things, and I've been getting acquainted to Diluc stuff. But I have to burst before doing the plunges, which obviously takes a lot of time for my buffs and infusion, which is not exactly my favorite thing. But now we can just do this, right? And we could just plunge whenever we want. Oh, I was a little fast. Okay, I was fasted again. We're gonna try again. But yeah, that's very comfy to where I don't have to deal with anything wonky. So yeah, we're going to try again. I think you have to slow down your plunges. Obviously, with Vaporize, getting the second swirl is awkward for me, I think. But you can plunge extremely fast because if you don't know, Hydro is just... It lingers on the enemy. So if I plunge the Hydro's typically still there for like one more hit. Cryo would disappear. So for being consistent and fast with melts, it's a little bit rough, but don't let that stop you from doing that. Okay. I think that was also a melt. Like, frame perfect. So, yeah. So there's a little bit of Diluc fun. And let's try out one specific character that I'm curious about. Now, like I said, we were going to try out DPS Kazuha with C6 Bennett, but make him a Pyro Plunger. Once again, it'll still be a slow plunge because of the fact that I need to wait for the cryo to come back, but I want to stick with an EM Sands, so, and I don't have an EM Sands for Crimson Witch, so I will have to go probably two-piece, sadly, but I think that's okay. So we're just going to go probably Mist-Splitter. Not Anemo damage. We're going Pyro damage, which sounds funny, but it is the way we want. We want a Pyro damaged Goblet. We want to keep an EM Sand, so we want to have what we want. I think I know what I want. There is a... Where's Arlecchino's thing? And then I'll take Mavuika's Sands. And then, what's my crit rate looking like? Very low. Oh, wait. Crit rate. Oh, that's crit damage. So maybe I might use Jade Cutter. Because it probably won't be a huge damage loss if I go with Jade Cutter. Let's actually check that out. I can always alternate and see what suits my needs better. But there we go. Pretty good crit rate, so I can get a little bit more and more crit damage. So, yeah. So we'll take that and we'll grab a... What's my crit rate looking right now? 78. And maybe if I take a peek at Crimson Witch, if I find one, that one is pretty good. I wonder if I need a little bit more crit rate. Let me see. 78. I will consider that fine. It's like 70. It's like 80 something with hitting one enemy with Shenyun. So that's not bad, I think. I think I'll take it. I don't think I'm going to use Kazuha's burst, so I don't override the pyro or the cryo on the enemy. So we're just going to be going in with just the normal rotation. I don't know how this will go, but we're going to find out. I like it. I think I like it. All right. That was actually quite nice. But yeah, having this team, like a Plunge Kazuha with Pyro, it's actually pretty interesting. I mean, if you want a nice, comfy, convenient one without any issues, then obviously it would be the basically Xiao's team. But I mean, if you want to see some potential bigger numbers, this is a silly team. Okay, I did not do anything with Bennett. That was awkward. I don't know what happened to my rotation here. Okay. Very sloppy rotation, but got the job done. As for seeing it again. So, nice. I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. So, anything that I possibly missed? Like, obviously there could be just meme builds to where you have like a Pyro Ito plunge without using his burst, but like we're not focusing on stuff like that. Melt Ayaka. I mean, that could be silly. You know what? Actually, there's so many memes where people do like Cryo Zhongli, Hydro Zhongli. Let's do Pyro Zhongli. Not plunge, just normal attack. So we're gonna have a, I think raw damage, because I don't think anyone's like fast enough to. Well, we'll do two variants. We'll do raw damage. So we're gonna have that, and then we want obviously Bennett. Do I want Shalonen? But I won't get Pyro damage bonus if I want 3 Geos, because I think I want to use Yunjin here. A character that I rarely pops up on the channel, but could be interesting. So there's that. We'll have Pyro damage. We'll have Yunjin. And do I just have a Xingqiu, maybe? For the quickest Hydro application? as a solo hydro. We'll try that out. Let me adjust some builds, because it's going to be a bit of a mess getting everything back in order. Actually, I'm looking at Kazuha. I can actually swirl with him. So I'll do the vaporize with him, and then I'll do raw damage afterwards. That's what I'll do. So let me just get artifacts back on the right owners, and then I will have a probably a vaporize showcase, unless Bennett or unless Zhongli attacks way too fast. Okay, so now we're gonna go 4-piece of whatever the set's called. 4-piece gladiators. So I'll probably take everything from Arlecchino and see how my stats look like after that. So there we go, and well, Arlecchino uses a crit rate weapon, and I'm gonna use Homa most likely. So judging by that, wait, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stick with crit rate on the circlet. So I'll steal from someone. Wait, oh, it's right here. Okay, and there we go. That's decent enough for me to use. Probably attack is better. So obviously this is all baseline attack scaling, but he gets HP scaling with his normal attacks. I'll do both. I think I have an artifact on Child that is very, very similar to this piece. Where is it? It's pretty dang close. So that would be my side-by-side comparison for this. Maybe I'll stick with like HP for this one, but then for the raw pyro damage, so we don't have to take into consideration any vaporizes. When I switch Xingqiu out, we will do attack versus HP to see if either one scales better for this specific scenario. So yeah, here we go. Let me make sure my Xingqiu is not on cooldown. All right. Been a while since I've used Yunjin, so it's cool to see that. I don't remember her burst duration, so I'll use her before Bennett. I think we're squeezing in some vapes. Hard to fully tell, but I mean, it's cool seeing it. Pyro Zhongli. But yeah, I think we got the gist. Hard to really read into when you're attacking really fast, the consideration of vaporizing. So I think I'm going to swap back to just Kazuha instead. And then we'll do the HP versus attack for raw damage. And that might be around the end of what I'm going to showcase today, but I mean, we got a lot of things done, I think. So, I have nothing to really complain about. Is she? Oh, I guess I'll rock that, I guess. It doesn't do anything to buff her buff. But yeah. Actually, let me take a peek. Your burst duration is 12 seconds. Bennett's burst is also 12, so it doesn't matter which one's which. I'm going to use Bennett last. Actually, let's do that. So, raw damage. This is what it looks like. I guess I'll just look at the health bar and see if it really changes too much. But, pretty interesting damage. Get all my bursts back, and they're all back. And now we're going to switch to attack and see if it's better or not. I'm guessing it should be better because it's that's what he baseline scales off of, while the HP scaling is a bonus. So yeah. And here we go. I think it's slightly better. It's hard to really tell fully because there's a lot of numbers, but yeah, take that as you may. I think it's a. I mean, if you want to have a Pyro Zhongli, that's pretty silly. So I think it's cool. It could kill things, and I speak out mainly for casual gameplay. If you want to have a little Pyro Zhongli in casual play, go ahead. Nobody's gonna stop you. If someone's trying to stop you, don't let them, because This game is very easy. There's only the Abyss and the Theater, and maybe some events that are difficult to some players. But overall, most players are going to be just hanging out, killing world bosses, and exploring. So, you want to play something silly? Go play something silly. Alright? I'm going to see if I can have a better situation of vaporizing in regards to damage with Shalonen instead. So I get more damage percent through her C2. Because she'll be buffing my Geo damage, not Pyro. I won't be getting attacked because Zhongli's not a Pyro character, but yeah. That should be okay. Because I can't tell which hits are being vaporized. It might be one of the smaller attacks. But yeah. I mean, from how much I took from the health bar of the enemy, actually that was like the highest rotation, I believe. So, yeah, I think that's pretty nice. I don't feel like really doing anything else, so there we go. I think that was pretty good. So, yeah, not too shabby. But yeah, all right. I think that should be it for the day. There are many other teams or any variations that I missed or wanted to maybe try out in the future. That is up to, as we go on, maybe I get requests for that regarding all that stuff. But for now, just wanted to get to scratch the surface, basically, play with a bunch of teams, and just have some fun, and I did. So obviously, once again, thank you for everyone who has subscribed over the last few months. 2,000 subscribers. Never would have thought I would have made it that far at all, because when I started this channel, I was quite slow in regards to growth. Like, I got views from YouTube Shorts, but people didn't stick around. So I don't like YouTube Shorts, so I rarely ever make them. I make them once every 2 months, it seems like. So I prefer long form videos so that we can have a nice little interaction with each other, and I can give you as much information and entertainment as possible. But yeah, there's that, and also I get to speak, and a lot of people seem to like my voice, so I greatly appreciate the compliments to my voice. It has improved as the time went on because mic quality has improved, and my vocal performance has improved, so there's that. And along with that, I've been actually putting more effort into thumbnails or quality of whatever I'm really doing, having a rhythm, making it my style, and maybe having some reference from other content creators. But I still want to be my own thing. I don't want to clickbait anyone. I just want to have some fun. So there's that. I hope you all are having a good time watching my channel. And yeah, I don't know how good this video will perform. Bennett is an ancient character from the release of the game, so I don't know how many clicks this will really do. I'll try to make a nice thumbnail and a nice title. So, yeah. Don't know what else to say, so if you made this far in the video, like and subscribe, and if you made this far as well, give me a thumbs up emoji just to show that you made it this far. So yeah, here's a little thumbs up for you in return, and I will give your comment a heart because you made it this far in the video, and I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, happy Lantern Rite as well. I still gotta do the story. So once this video is done editing, I gotta really work on this, or I gotta work on this really fast. Yeah, I am a bit behind because I am a little bit busy in life. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing this. I don't need to record. I don't really like recording story stuff because I'm quite quiet whenever I'm listening to stuff. So, anyways, that's a long outro. I hope you all have a good time, and I will see you next time. And yeah, thank you for 2,000 subscribers. Hopefully 3,000, 4,000 isn't too far away, but I'll try to stay consistent. So yeah, I'll see you all next time. Peace.